Hey guys, welcome back to Quarantine Coder. So this is the last episode of how to build an Android app using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So today we are going to study some topics which are how to build a table, how to build a drop-down menu. So let's get to the first topic, which is a drop-down menu. So as you can see on the screen, we have like two input boxes. It's written as enter number and enter second number, like second number. So we are going to input two values, C2 and 3. So here we have a drop down menu which we are going to use to add, subtract, multiply and divide. So after I click add, it will just going to add those numbers and put it in the input or output box where the placeholder is written as answer. So if I click add, it's going to show 5. We can't click this because we have disabled the input, so that we can only show the user that we are outputting the answer in the input tag. So if we put subtract, it's going to be -1, multiply, it's going to be 6, and divide, it's going to be 0.666, and so on. So we are going to see how we are going to build this, how we are going to actually make the drop down menu. So now we are going to open brackets, and we are going to just create a new file here, and we are going to save this as a drop.html file. So Control S, we're going to save this on desktop so that you can see it more clearly. Drop, okay, sorry, that's my bad. So drop.html, and we're going to save this. Now what we are going to do is we are going to just write the code for HTML, like HTML. Then we have, if we are working it on a browser, we can add head and then title. But if you are building an app, you don't have to do this. So title, and then I'm just going to put this below and this below. Now I'm going to write the body, like the layout of the page. In body, we are going to first assign the first input space, which is enter number, enter first number. So we are going to assign a label, first label, and then we are going to write enter first number. Now we have assigned a label. Now for this label, we are going to assign an input box. So for that, we are going to write input ID. We are going to assign an ID to that input so that we can pass the values to the script tag. So we are going to just assign an ID, like say ID1, and then for type we are going to say text type, because we can say either like number or text. It's going to take as text if we write text. After that, we are just going to close this. After this, we are going to use two BR tags so that we can break the lines and put the new label at the next line. So for the next, enter second number. After this, we are going to assign an input ID2, and then type is text again, and close this. So input is a self-closing tag. It doesn't need to be closed, as like we have opened label and closed it. So input tag doesn't need closing. So now we have two input boxes. So we are going to see the live preview here. Okay, so in the live review, we can see the title has been changed to drop. The first label is enter first number with an input box. The second label is enter second number with an input box. So we have written some code and the live preview is on the screen. Now we are going to close this. After this, we are going to put options for the user to select from. So we are going to use the select tag. Now in the select tag, we are going to assign an ID so that we can pass the values from this to the script tag. For ID, let's say we have S1, and then we are going to assign an on-click function to it. Whatever function we are going to write in the script tag. I'm leaving this space blank for now. After this, in select tab, you are going to use the option tag to assign options to the select tag. So for that, you just have to write option and then assign a value to the option to that so that you can pass the value to the script tag. Let's say I'm going to write A for add and I'm going to output the value as add. So on the screen, it is going to get displayed as add in the drop down menu, but the value is going to be A. Okay. Now we're just going to write this 3 more times or maybe 2, just to be sure. Okay. S for subtract sub. So we have written 2 options. Now we are going to see the live preview of this. Save this and we are going to see the live preview. There you go. So we have first number input, second number input, and a drop down menu. So for this, we have add and subtract. But what now? We are clicking this, we are actually writing this numbers, but it's not going to do anything because we haven't written anything in the script tag. So for this to work, we are going to write a script now. Okay, wait a minute. If we still wrote a script, but where it is going to get stored and where it is going to get displayed. So we are going to write an input tag with an ID with type as text, of course, and then we are going to like put a placeholder there as answer is going to get displayed here. Then we are going to just disable it because we don't want user to change the values, so that it is disabled completely. Nobody can click on that or change anything. So that now we have an input tag. We're going to save this and see the live preview. See, live preview is here. Now we need a break over here after this second number input space. So we're going to assign a BR tag over here. Save this and it's changed. Maybe one more so that it looks more clear. Save this and here we go. So now to like make this work, we are going to write a script tag. It's not working right now. So to make things more clear, we are going to add one more option so that user can actually see what's going on. Option value is going to be maybe instead of null, I'm not going to assign any value so that it remains as it is. Select option to make things more clear, just to make things more clear. So we are going to save this and see it. Now you can see the select option is displayed over the drop down menu. If we see this, we're going to select the options as it is. Now for the script tag, we are going to be writing. Now we're going to write the script tag. Script. For this, we are going to assign a function. Function ABC, let's say, and then we are going to get two variables for the first and second number values. So like var x equals, we are going to convert this to int. So parse int, okay, this is not supposed to happen, parse int, then we are going to just write document dot get element by id, document dot get element by id with id 1 dot value. So we are going to get the value from the id 1 and store it in the var x. We are going to write y for the second label, parse int document dot get element by id, id 2 dot value, semicolon. So we just assigned two values from enter first number and enter second number to x and y. Now we are going to assign the addition and subtraction value to a variable z. Now to get those values, we are just going to write the same as document dot get element by id. So for this id, we are going to use the select id s1 from the select tag. So just s1 dot, okay, sorry, dot value. After this, we are going to check the value of z if it is addition or subtraction. So we are going to write if z double equals to a, and then document dot get element by id, id 3, which is the output, id 3 dot value equals x plus y. It's just that simple. Now for again, we are going to write, for subtraction, we are going to write z double equals to s, document dot get element by id, id 3, id 3 value equals x minus y. That's it. So that's it. We just ended the function and we just came here. Now we are going to assign the function name to the onClick. So what we have here is ABC, but we are going to write the parenthesis too, because it is going to show an error if we don't write that. So for that, we just finished our code. So we're going to save this and see the live preview here. Just going to close the old one. So we have 2 plus 2. It should display the number 4 here after we click this. 4. So this works. And subtract 0. Okay, so this works. So there you go. You just wrote a program with the drop down menu as an options. So the next thing we are going to learn is how to make this table. How are you going to display a table on your web page? So for table, you are going to use a table tag with, like, if you want any borders, you can use the border. And then tr tag for rows, th tag for the table heading, and the td tag for data, of course. So let's see the code. Open with brackets. Okay. So first we wrote a head. If you are building this for an Android app or iOS app, you don't have to write this line, title. You don't have to write this because it is not going to show it on the screen. After that, we are going to write the body tag. In the body tag, we are going to start with the table tag with the border as 1. Okay, now see what happens if I change the value of the border in the table tag. So let's say we have 20. Save. There you go. The border is now even wider. So you can use the border if you want, or else you can just leave it as it is. Or you don't have to use that. Either way. So for next step, we are going to write this thing, Team Uchiha, with for which we are going to use the tr tag for row, first row, with assigning the th tag as Team Uchiha for highlighting this Team Uchiha in bold letters. So as it seems, it is the heading of the table. After that, we are going to move on to next row. We are just going to close these things and move on to next row with this. After this, we are going to assign th tag to 3 things: name, occupation, and address, just to make it look bold. And for address, we are going to assign a call span of 2 so that it doesn't get wider. It remains as it is. So here you can see in the table, I can save this, I guess. Okay, so here you can see the table, name, occupation, address are in bold letters. Moving on to the next row in this, you're going to put the values. So in the first column, in the name column, you're going to write this first value of the name, then occupation, and then the address. You can use the call span with same values in all of the 3 rows. I'm just going to make it simpler to like 2 data, 2 rows. So now we have a proper heading of the table, heading of each column, and then the data, corresponding data. So in first we have the name Saurabh, occupation programmer, and address California. Next we have name Donald, next musician, and address is LA. And we are going to close this. So with this we are going to just complete the table tag with closing of the table tag, and then closing of the body, and then closing of the HTML. We are going to save this and look at the table. So there you go. Heading of each column, and then the corresponding data. It was such a simple thing to do. You just have to use the table tag, tr tag, th tag, and td tag. You can have a personalized table for your grocery items, your like anything you want to do. If you want to like do a shopping list on your Android app, so you can do this with the table tag. And with the CSS, you can even more customize it with more styles, with more background, with colors and styles. I said styles, I guess. Okay, so we just studied 2 topics today. We studied drop down menu and then how to make table. So you basically studied all the basic things you are going to need to build an Android app. In the first 2 episodes, I told you how you are going to build an Android app using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Today, I told you about the basic things you need to learn when you are using HTML using JavaScript. So with this, you can convert your HTML files, CSS files, and JavaScript files to an Android app. So if you haven't watched the first and second episode, you just need to go right now in the description and check both of the episodes right now. And also I have made a video on alternatives of Adobe PhoneGap build. So do check that video out in the description so that you don't have any problems compiling all those files into the Android app. But still, for saying Android PhoneGap build is still up on the website, you can still go there, create an account, and put all your HTML, CSS, JavaScript assets and convert that files to an Android app. So with that said, we just completed our how to build an Android app tutorial with the 3 consecutive, not consecutive, but successful episodes. Hope you like the video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, bye bye.